Alrighty, welcome back to Android Q&A. My name is Jayce, and today is all about the Nexus 5. And I know what some of you are thinking. Jayce, you're not funny and you're hella late on the Nexus 5. That may be true, but I'm going to talk about things that have not been talked about before, and I must confess, I think I found man's new best friend. I mean, I love you and everything, but you know, the drooling and the shedding, and she's just smarter than you are.
Your dog is due for a vet appointment.
See? Yes, I have found the phone that I have been the most happy out of all smartphones that I've ever used, and I've used a number of them. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have its downsides. So let's start with the downsides first, at least from my perspective. Number one, battery life. Now, it's better than the iPhone, and it's even better than the iPad mini, but it's not great. In fact, if I were to be out and about away from home in my car and I was using it just moderately, it would not make it through a full day. I'm pretty sure of that. But on a real world case-by-case basis, I'm not away from a charger the entire day. When I'm at home at my desk, it's charging. When I'm in my car, it's charging. So it's not a deal breaker. So the next up is size. It's too big. Now, I know some of you are like, too big, what are you talking about? Well, I think it's not just my personal preference. I think that the 4.5 to 4.7 inch sized phone is going to be the future. In 18 months to 2 years, most flagship phones are going to be, sub 4.7 inches, not the 5 inches, which is currently now. The bigger and better craze is going to end, and let's talk about why. Now, most of you are going to say, Jayce, what are you talking about? The Nexus 5 is a great one-handed device. Well, consider how most people use it. If I'm texting, I'm not holding the phone up here with my thumb up here on the side and texting down here. I'm holding it like this. Do you see how when I do that, I have to change the weight of the phone, right? So if I'm texting down here and I gotta go up top, now I have to change the weight of the phone. I have to change where the weight is in my hand, and that changes things. On a 4.7 inch phone, I can hold it here in this manner and reach pretty much everything without major finger gymnastics. Now, I know some of you might be thinking I'm exaggerating, but unless you are David Ortiz with gorillas for mitts, this applies to you. You see, how do you use your phone? Most people use their phone. When I have my hand in my phone, the other hand is holding a drink, keys to get in my car, the dog leash. I'm separating twins who are fighting, that kind of thing. And I want to be able to use a one-handed device to get done what I need to get done. This keeps my life organized, it keeps my phone calls going, I text, I keep connected that way. This is not a media device when I have a tablet, and most of the world is going to have a tablet and a phone. At least that's my educated prediction. So again, these are the reasons why I think most phones are going to be smaller than 5 inches. Well, technically this is 4.95 inches, but it's going to be sub 4.7 inches to be a true one-handed device. And the minute a Oppo One comes out with a phone, for example, that's flagship powered and it's under 4.7 inches, or Nexus comes out with a 4.7 inch phone, I'm going to sell this and go for that because it's that important. It is a deal breaker. It will change your life on a daily basis, how you interact with your device. Now let's talk about the things I love about this phone. When you buy an electronic device, whether it's a phone, tablet, or a laptop, for the most part, the value or usefulness of that device is slowly decreasing over time, especially from a hardware perspective, but also true in a software perspective. But with the Nexus 5, because Google always has improvements in the pipe, the software is improving over time. It's able to maximize battery management over time. It manages resources better over time. And each time Google puts out a big marketing push about a new camera app, for example, I get it right away. I don't have to wait like the rest of you have to wait for 18 months or 2 years to get an update. When I had the Galaxy Note, I got 2 updates, the ice cream sandwich and Jelly Bean, and it took forever. I had it for 3 years and I only got 2 updates. I love it. Now, next up is power, and it comes in spades with the Snapdragon 800 and the Adreno 330. The phone can do just about anything you can throw at it now and for the foreseeable future. It's about future-proofing your phone, and I'm very happy with it. Now let's talk about price, and it is pretty sweet because other than the OnePlus One, this is the most powerful, affordable phone you can possibly buy. The 16 gigabyte version is $349, and the 32 gigabyte version is $399. And although I got this as a gift, this is a fantastic phone for the price. You simply can't beat it. If you look at other phones of comparable power and function, they're, almost double the price. It's a fantastic deal. Now, the last big bonus I wanted to talk about, what many people don't talk about when it comes to Nexus 5, is the huge developer community that supports the Nexus 5. If you go to xdadevelopers.com, there is a plethora of developers out there who love to make wonderful toys, software toys, so you can customize your Nexus 5 experience. It's fantastic. Go check it out, xdadevelopers.com. So last up, I just want to talk about the experience with the Nexus 5 that's really allowed me to fall in love with Android again, to remind me why I loved it to begin with. The last two Android phones that I had weren't the best user experience, but this is fantastic. So Android's incremental improvements over time are really paying off. The speed with which it works, and Google Now is so intuitive. I mean, it actually works now. On the Galaxy Note, it just didn't work very well at all. It's helpful. I was at my my son's archery practice, and it told me that there was increased traffic, and it was going to take me X number of minutes longer to get home than it normally was. Like crazy practical stuff. It reminds me when my next appointment is, when the other app crashed. It's fantastic. Love it. But it should be said, to get all those benefits of Android, you really need flagship power, or at least close to it. So that's something to consider, and you can't get better flagship power for this price than a Nexus device. Let's hope, pray to God, that they keep the Nexus line alive, because this is a fantastic deal. Thanks for watching Android Army. My name is Jayce. I'd love to connect with you here on Google+ or Twitter. You also may want to check out the video I did regarding the top 5 or top 4 questions that people have regarding the Nexus 5. These are technical questions. You can also check out my brothers in Android, Josh, Joe, and the Tech Ninja Kevin. Chris and Lon is now with us. He's doing a great job. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments below. I read all of them. I can't answer them all, but I will read them all. Talk to you next week on Android Q&A.